Has it really been 2 months since the last upload? It appears as though it has, according to my exact statistics. Fortunately, on my channel page, it says it's been 1 month. So, it's been 1 month. I wasn't planning on having this video be kind of similar to the last one because I usually try to vary the topics a little bit, but there is a reason that you're seeing this particular video now. Long story short, a couple of months back, a man named Eyezayar contacted me, and he asked me if I'd like to be a part of his huge upcoming project, where he's basically becoming the Nick Fury of YouTube and assembling 19 other video makers to review every commercially branded LEGO video game there is. You have no idea how many times I just tried to read out that sentence, Jesus fucking Christ. I, of course, said yes, I'd love to be a part of your project. It sounds great, it sounds very ambitious, so long as I get to review the best one. And the rest is history, as they say. Zany has asked me today to upload my segment of the video as a little taste tester for the whole 2-hour behemoth of a video he's just uploaded. So if you like what you see in the next 5 minutes, please go and check out the full thing. There was an ungodly amount of effort poured into the video from Zany and everyone else involved. It's crazy. It's literally 2 hours of non-stop plastic building block action and goodness and violence. It's good for you. More videos are coming to this channel as well, despite the apocalyptic state of my schedule, what even is that. It's been 1 month, not 2. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you enjoy. Cheers. This one old fella named Aristotle once said that it is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter if your whole world comes crashing down around you. As long as you focus on how good Ledo Bapmond the video game for the Sony PlayStation 2 really is, then you're pretty much untouchable. This piece of media can be your light in the darkness, for it shines brightest among the stars that it calls neighbor. That's right, I'm finally making this claim official. Ledo Bapmond the video game is the greatest LEGO video game of all time.
Are you fucking kidding me?
For a little bit of context as to where my stinky opinions come from, here is every LEGO video game I have played, and here is every LEGO video game I haven't played. As you can see, I'm quite the expert. Apparently I've missed out on some classics over the years, but I am glad I've at least experienced the OGs that most people who are still interested in LEGO games have nostalgia for. Is this a fucking bazooka? Holy shit. With that being said, I've never seen or played a LEGO video game that I like quite as much as the first Ledo Bapmond. I thought for a while that I liked Ledo Bapmond 2 a little bit more, but I have since stabbed old me in the back and called him a fool for that opinion because it's just wrong. At its core, Ledo Bapmond uses the same LEGO formula you've come to know and love, with your bread collection and your brick connection and your character selection, so I think I'll focus a bit more on what makes this game stand out for me among the rest. A lot of people say this LEGO game is weirdly unnerving at times, like you'll just be walking around in a level and something about it just feels kind of off. You get a bit of that I'm being watched feeling, And that's because of how much effort went into matching the vibe that Gotham City is supposed to exude. To me, it doesn't matter at all what the medium is. This city, Gotham City, is meant to be a grimy cesspit. Whether you're walking through a carnival, chilling at the club, standing in the middle of an ice cream factory for some reason, fear and dark uncertainty runs in this city's veins. And the fact that they managed to capture that feeling in every single level of a LEGO video game designed for children is just really impressive to me. It's kind of hard to touch on a franchise that is often quite dark and bleak while still targeting it towards a younger audience, but much like the animated series, it strikes that perfect balance, The style of this game as a package is just great. I mean, you've got that creepy and often whimsical soundtrack, the dramatic level design, the gothic art direction. It all just comes together to form a very unique soup that I honestly don't think you'll find in any of the other LEGO titles. Although I could be wrong. After all, of this list, I haven't played 16 of them, but you get what I mean. You can even see in the concept art just how far they were planning on leaning into the over-the-top, gritty architecture of Gotham and the eerier side to Batman's world in general. It's a bit of a shame that the sequels of Lego Batman just dropped this approach in favor of a more general superhero look and feel. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lego Batman 2 is bussin' in its own ways, but it just didn't retain any of that eeriness of the original, and I think that's part of what made the first one so special. If there's a franchise you like and a Lego game is made from its DNA, then chances are you'll really appreciate the references and retellings regardless of if you enjoy the gameplay loop itself. Another thing I think is particularly unique about Lego Batman is that it focuses more on serving as a kind of introduction to the Batman as a whole. The animated series is certainly the core inspiration for the look and feel, but it doesn't follow the exact events of any movie or trilogy or anything. It's just one long run through a ton of Batman iconography while telling its own little good guy, bad guy story in the process. I'm so glad they made this choice because I think it was a great way to show off as much of the world as they possibly could for the sake of variety rather than just sticking to one specific movie or trilogy's contents and rules. The game just constantly feels fresh this way since they have the advantage of using one of the most versatile characters in existence. It's kind of cheating when you think about it. You could put a level in a grocery store and say Lego Mr. Freeze is storing Nora in the frozen goods aisle and it would still kind of make sense, whereas Star Wars and Indiana Jones followed the rules of their respective movies more closely.
Why is R2-D2 in my exploring game?
The world of Batman in general is just perfect for a game like this, and stylistically they managed to stay faithful to every piece they drew from. This game is like a really good first Batman comic, if that makes sense. You're introduced to a ton of the characters, you experience a bunch of iconic locations. It really is just a great summary of Batman's world and the things that happen within it. Now, I know I've only talked about the good things here, but please don't be mistaken. There are plenty of things wrong with this game too. Most notably, the obscene nudity spread throughout the game. It's actually very off-putting and unexpected at times. Bruce Wayne's cheeks make far too many appearances, which I guess would explain the R rating, but